For updates on sports stories across the globe, we have AB Yomon join us. Good morning, AB.
Good morning, Ayo, and congratulations on dedication of your babies.
Thank you.
And good morning, Rufai.
Morning, babe.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Yeah, I'll quickly go into what happened last night. We had the Ballon d'Or ceremony held last night, and Paris Saint-Germain star Ousmane Dembele completed football's greatest comeback, beating Barcelona's teenage star Lamine Yamal to the men's award. The 28-year-old winger was all but written off due to his injury-prone stay at Barcelona, but last season he exploded with 35 goals in 53 games, firing PSG to a historic treble capped with their first ever Champions League crown. An emotional Dembele lifted the golden ball, defying all odds, just 2 years after many thought his career had slipped away. Yamal, who shone bright with the Copa trophy for his second straight year, settled for second, while Vitinha was ranked third. Mohamed Salah finished fourth, but it was Rafinha's shock fifth place after a season of dazzling influence that has fans debating long into the night. Well, for the women, Aitana Bonmati made history, becoming the first woman to win 3 consecutive Ballon d'Or awards, joining only Lionel Messi and Michel Platini in that feat. The Barcelona star scored 20 goals and provided 16 assists and inspired a domestic treble, while also firing Spain to the Euro 2025 final with a record-equaling semi-final strike. Despite losing the Champions League to Arsenal and the Euros to England, her influence proved unmatched, while Arsenal's Alessia Russo was tipped by many as favourite after her double triumph in the Euros and Champions League, but was beaten by her female teammate, Mario Cardente, who finished second. And for other awards, we had Spain's Vicky Lopez emerging as the winner of the women's inaugural Copa Trophy, while Gigi Donnarumma won the Yashin Trophy for the men's goalkeeper of the year after the season he had with PSG. For the women, Hannah Hampton was voted women's goalkeeper with Chiamaka Nnadozie finishing fourth, a big one for her. Luis Enrique won the men's coach of the year, and Sarah Wigman once more won the women's coach of the year after England won yet another Euros. And away from that, we have Nigeria's Falconets, who are trying to qualify for the World Cup. They edged out Rwanda 1-0 in the first leg of the qualifiers at the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's Qualifiers in Kigali. The Falconets' goal was scored in the 70th minute through Alaba Otani, who rose to head home from a free kick. The second leg will be played inside Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan. That's on September 27. The Women's Under-20 FIFA World Cup will take place in Poland from 5th to 27th September. That's next year. 4 teams are expected to represent Africa at the tournament. And finally, the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo came to an end during the weekend, with Nigeria getting just 1 medal, the silver won by Tobi Amusan in the women's 100-meter hurdles. But other Africans stole the show. Botswana produced one of the weekend's biggest shocks, overtaking the United States to win the men's 4x400-meter relay. They looked to be finishing in 3rd place, but Colin Kebinashie, the 21-year-old winner of the 400-meter individual title, ran a fantastic leg to snatch gold in 2 minutes, 57.76 seconds. They became the first African nation to claim the world title in the event. Meanwhile, Kenya will be toasting to a golden generation of women track stars after they led the nation to 2nd place on the medals table behind the United States. Female runners won 6 of the country's 7 gold medals in Tokyo, sweeping top spot on the podium in every event from the 800-meter up to the marathon, becoming the first country ever to do so. What makes the feat even more impressive is that Lilian Odira, that's the 1,500-meter champion, Faith Kipyegon, and marathon winner Perez Kechechi are all mothers. But that's all for me on Sports Today.
I think the story of Dembele is that story that says, never say quit. Dembele came in with a lot of fanfare to Barcelona. You know, it was deemed to be the future of football and all of that. But he couldn't do it because of injuries, and he felt that was the end. In fact, when he went to PSG, we thought he was just going to go to PSG to retire at some point. Probably struggled to play 1 season, injury crops up again. But as fortune will have it, found his feet, became a star player, won the Champions League with PSG. Today is the World Footballer of the Year. That same potential that was seen in Dembele many years ago and never came to reality is now reality, never late than never. So it shows you that in the pursuit of life and the pursuit of happiness, because what you envisage will come, didn't come at its time, doesn't mean it's the end of your world. All you just need to do is to keep knocking at that door and hope that fortune will shine on you. And I like to quote the words of Tiny Temper, the British rapper, to say, he said, I was a kid that nobody wanted to hear scream. So I had to keep screaming till the world heard my voice. And that's what Dembele has done. Kudos to that man.
Well done, Dembele. Congratulations. Of course, it was a tense moment yesterday. I watched it live where it was between Lamine Yamal and Ousmane Dembele as to who would be crowned the Footballer of the Year. And no, well, Arsenal women, before, because my producer just said no Arsenal player won, but Arsenal women did, win for the women best women team, and also our striker won best striker of the year as well, even though his previous team is claiming him. But let me come back to Dembele and Lamine Yamal. Yamal didn't lose yesterday. He won the Youngest Player of the Year award. And I'm glad that Ousmane Dembele, was able to take home that trophy, because Yamal has a lot of time ahead of him. There was a big debate as to who truly deserves to take home the crown. And both of them have worked really hard, to become finalists. And I'm glad to see that, it was such an emotional moment. He paid tribute to his mom, to his coach, to his agent. His mom came up on stage to join him, and it was so beautiful to see, how many years he's worked really hard, and to see it culminate in such a grand way, winning the Ballon d'Or. Congratulations to our very own Nadozie. Proud to see a Nigerian represented there at such a level. And, to see what we can do with sports, whether it's football or athletics, if we really invest in it. And that's why I go back to your story on the weekend, talking about the Tokyo Games and how, unfortunately, we came home with only one medal. Thank God for Tobi Amusan, and thank God she was able to speak out as to the state of how we treat sports. So congratulations and thank you, our superwoman.
Okay, Nigeria ended up 27th in the medals table, but we were not disgraced. We got one silver medal through Tobi Amusan, the same person who was abused by some persons whose names I don't want to mention at the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, when she complained about the quality of kits that they were given. And yet she ended up bringing glory, which, speaks to our discipline, our concentration, our ability. And then, of course, apart from Tobi Amusan, we had Ezekiel Nathaniel breaking national record, coming fourth in the 400 meters hurdles. That in itself, that he got to the final, was an achievement for us, whether he got fourth position or not. There was also Konyisola Ajayi, who made it to the 100 meters final, for the men. Okay, he didn't win too, but at least, we put up some good showing. But we need to learn lessons from Botswana, who made history in that tournament. Kenya, that came second in that, championship. Tanzania, who also showed up for Africa. What it means is that, look, if we invest better in sports, we can do better. Chiamaka Nadozie, best goalkeeper at the WAFCON, 10th trophy for Nigeria, also showed up. She came fourth, but she's the first African to be shortlisted at that level in the Yashin Prize for women. And she's also, the first Nigerian to also be recognized for excellence. Now, Anna Hampton, who won that prize for women, of course, is a very outstanding English female goalkeeper. And then you have the goalkeeper from Germany, you have the goalkeeper from also Sweden. To even have a Nigerian female goalkeeper in that first team is something to be celebrated. Also about the women, Arsenal women.
Yes.
Arsenal.
Yes.
That's your team.
We want something. The women lead and the men follow by example. Next up is the Arsenal men's team.
I'm giving you the opportunity to boast. But Arsenal women, also champions. And then Wigman, the female football coach of England. And then Ousmane Dembele. Everybody has been saying he will win it, and he did. Now he has history of injuries, setbacks when he left Catalonia and went to PSG. So miracles still happen. You can't write anybody off in the world of sports. So congratulations to Ousmane Dembele also. Thank you very much, ABE.